This is a Kmart Studios production, sponsored by MJB Electric and Doug's a Chiropractic. Welcome to the ZaBills Podcast. If this is your first time, we discuss everything Buffalo Bills. Thank you and enjoy the show. Go Bills.
Listeners' discretion is advised. ZaBills Podcast.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hello, ZaBills fans. Welcome back to another episode of the ZaBills Podcast. A few guys talking football. All right, tonight I have Sean, Rob, and everyone. Welcome back, Woody. He's been hiatus for a season, and it's great to have him back. How you doing, Chris?
Good to be back off IR here. Yeah. Second stint.
Chris, what is your review report on the Bill season so far?
The first word that comes to mind definitely is injuries. I think that's played a huge part in their week-to-week, struggle in a lot of the games they've played. I'm super hopeful, super curious to see if they start getting guys back, what the team will look like if that does happen at the right time. I mean, that's ultimately what you want. We'll see if that happens, but yeah, I mean, they're 9-4. A couple of losses looking back, the Atlanta loss, I had a hard time kind of getting over that. So, it's kind of a long-winded answer, but just the guys that they've brought back, some of these retreads, I was down on for a couple of weeks, but then last couple of weeks, I feel like they're getting better. Phillips and Poyer and those guys. So I'm a little all over the map with them, to be honest with you, still. Just kind of uncertain as to what their future holds here.
What do you think of the everyone is now nibbling and not eating in the wide receiver room? Do you think they haven't yet, in my opinion, but could they find someone out there to just bring in and is going to change everything, or are they just finding Band-Aids and replacing Band-Aids? Brandon Cooks, Gabe Davis, I
mean, it's kind of the philosophy that they've taken on, as a team, that everybody eats, but now it's everybody nibbles, but they're winning games. Their identity seems to be that we're going to line up, bring in the big boy package and we're going to run the ball the best we can, which they haven't done that for the last couple of years. They haven't won a Super Bowl yet, with that pass first philosophy. So, I'm curious now that it's December, to see if that run game, really works. I mean, they've lined up against teams and said, we're going to run it right at you and not stop until you stop us. And there's been a few teams that haven't been able to answer that. Yeah. Allen's just not going to really throw the ball 40 times a game anymore unless he absolutely has to. I just think that's the philosophy change that they've kind of taken on.
And so far to date, what are your thoughts on McDermott's defense or Babbich's defense or whoever's it is?
I mean, yesterday, mid-game, I was texting, the thread about, what are we doing here? 3 straight drives, three straight touchdowns. But I will give them credit. They have been able to make adjustments this season in the second half. The defense seems like it's getting a little better. And that's what you want as the season goes on. I'm still wary of the fact that, they got guys in there that in 2025, I did not expect them to be playing meaningful roles. Yeah. Poyer and Phillips and, it is what it is, but, Trey White.
He's slow.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, and I'll say this quickly, is that we're worried about what that's going to look like as a defense, but here they are going up against Cincinnati with Burrow, and that's probably going to be one of the best offenses they face, and somehow they made some stops and came out of it with a W. So, yeah. So we'll see. I think they're trending in a better direction, to be honest with you, the right direction.
Okay. We're going to patch in Dennis and get him involved here. How do we do this? Okay, where is he? Give him a buzz. Nope, not that one.
Can I say, too, with their defense while you're getting that hooked up, I'm not sure if it is Babbich or if it's McDermott. There's different signs on the sideline. Sometimes he's got, his looking down at his plays. So it's hard to tell if who actually is doing the play calling on defense. Is it Babbitt's defense or is McDermott taking it over? And I don't know if he would admit that publicly.
I think it's a combo.
Yeah. I think it's theirs.
Yeah.
Theirs. Dennis, are you there?
I think it's a hybrid defense. I think is what's happening.
Yeah.
How you doing, Dennis?
Good. How about you guys?
Good. We got Woody in studio tonight.
Hey, Dennis.
Wow, look at that. The one day I'm not there, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Dennis, what did you think of the game yesterday?
I thought it was great. I might have aged 10 years, I think. But it was good. I mean, we definitely got the win, so that's all that matters. There's a lot to look at and improve on, I think. But I think overall it was good.
I wanted to convey the game before against Pittsburgh on my thoughts, and it was virtually the same thing that happened in this game. You're down 7-3 at halftime. I'm sitting there pissed off. Why is this team not able to score more than 3 points? What the frick is going on here? And then they have the second half where they adjust and they come out and they put the Bengals to the chopping block yesterday, and and I was thinking to myself, I'm pissed at a regular season game. If that was a playoff game or a Super Bowl, I would have been ecstatic with how that game went.
Yeah.
But a regular season, I'm like, what's going on here? Why does it take 30 minutes for them to get their head out of their ass or figure out the adjustments that need to be made to bring home the W?
Yeah,
Right?
you would hope that the adjustments would maybe be made a little bit quicker. But I guess the thing that I take out of yesterday's game and Pittsburgh, really, I mean, Pittsburgh, I actually think Pittsburgh, I know their record is better, but I don't think Pittsburgh is as good as the Bengals, at least the Bengals offense. So I think that the Bengals offense is good, especially with Joe Burrow, and then I think our defense is, not good. So,
You mean Burrows?
Burrows.
Yeah, Burrows. I forgot. Yeah, let me say that right.
Yeah.
So I think, the adjustments you would hope that are made a little bit quicker, but they were made. And so honestly, that's the big point that I'm taking home, that it was fun to watch, and, you got to be happy. Big game coming up this week. I think we can win it, but, I guess we'll see. I think Pittsburgh was a little different for me because I thought, because that Pittsburgh didn't have, I wasn't worried about Pittsburgh, I guess I would say. So even, I thought the same thing you did at halftime, like only 3 points, that's not great. But I was pretty certain that we would have came back in that game, and we did eventually.
Yeah. Sean, did you think that the snow slowed down that Bengals offense? Like, if it was better footing, like they probably would have took us to the house a few times, or what?
No.
I
think they took it to the house 4 times.
Well,
I think it was the opposite. I
think it slowed down Ty Johnson.
Maybe, but it
geez.
slowed down our defense even more when you had some slower defense because, Joe said it. Joe's not here today, but he was at my house, and I'll give him some credit for this statement, and it's very true, is they know where they're going, where the defensive players don't know where they're going. So it's harder to keep that traction on the field when you're making cuts and you're not. It's a last second cut, but yeah,
That's a good point.
That's exactly what I thought yesterday too. That the offense knows where to go, so you can even throw it to a spot, not to a person, but throw it to a spot on the field. And so I think it makes it a little bit easier to get to be where you're going. It also makes it a little bit easier when Trey White is playing predominantly more than Hairston, which I don't understand myself, but what do you guys feel about that?
Benford had Chase locked down pretty much that whole game. I thought his defense has gotten so much better, and obviously he might win Defensive Player of the Week again back to back because of that. It was just an incredible game. But honestly,
what do these guys get for winning a Defensive Player or Offensive Player of the Week?
I don't know,
recognition.
Yeah,
Is there any monies in there?
Nah.
Ammunition when they negotiate their next contract.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you guys said it. They're trending better and better. It feels like even with the duct tape, break glass, old guys we got in here. Phillips had a couple of nice plays. Poyer hasn't been a liability, and Trey White. I mean, he gets torched occasionally, but sometimes he makes a really good play. It's just, I don't know. They're peaking at the right moment.
Yeah, and even the best.
I saw a thing today on Twitter or something that Benford, which I didn't believe this at first, but Benford's the first player in Bills history with defensive touchdowns in consecutive games. I didn't fact check that, but just something I saw.
Interesting.
That might make sense, yeah.
Johnson?
No, I was just going to say that, even the best defenses in football still struggle with the great offenses. I mean, that's just that. You can have a great defense. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Teams are going to get to 30, but somehow, as much as we've kind of, spoken down or spoken poorly about McDermott's defense, somehow they seem to figure it out. And, I think that's a positive moving forward for them.
What's our point differential in the second half?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Which
is
negative.
insane.
It's incredible how much we destroy teams.
They added to it yesterday, too, yeah.
So, but why can't they get that hot off the start, though?
I do think that has always been a McDermott thing. Even when Leslie Frazier was here, his style is to kind of see what the offense is throwing at you, try to get a few stops. But how many times in the last 5 years have we seen teams go right up and down the field on the Bills early on, and then somehow the Bills just kind of stop that, as the game goes on?
That's true. It's very maddening to watch, like, all game.
Yeah.
But then when it counts, like yesterday, they kind of came up big, and you don't want to really count on it, but they worked it out.
I'd rather have that than if you guys go back and look at the pre-McDermott years. We were constantly in the phase of being up at half or like being in the game, and we'd always find a way to lose it. And then we've turned into the team that is what it is now, and we have a better chance of winning a game in the fourth quarter than we do, in the first half, the way we used to do it. And then we'd have to almost get up 2 touchdowns and then pray we can keep it together before McDermott.
What happens? You don't want to rub too hard too fast because then,
That's what she said.
Yes.
Everything's over too fast.
Yeah. I agree, though, with what Dennis said, though. It is maddening to watch, and I have learned now watching these games to tell myself, all right, 4-quarter game, let's see if they make adjustments, and, slowly you start to see those adjustments, play out. And so, but it is frustrating. And my fear with this defense, and you don't want to get too far ahead of what you were asking here, my fear with the defense is, though, is that you're going to run into a team that can get up early on you and has a good defense. And Allen's maybe not going to be able to put up 38, 40 points, so we'll see how it plays out.
Do you think the Texans are a dangerous team going if they get into the playoffs?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud coming back. That defense is ferocious.
Defense for sure. I have questions about that offense. I think the game would probably play out again how it went with the Bills the last time, where we for the most part kept their offense in check in that second half.
It's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope we have answers. I mean, we should have been throwing a quick slant. We should have been throwing different passes, to get
your
rid of the
boy
ball.
Keon.
I mean, Keon. What can I say about him that I haven't already said? But he got some good passes in, but then he did have a play where he just stood in the end zone and looked like a complete idiot, like dancing in a circle and not trying to make moves. But going back to the Houston thing, I think you can adjust, and I think that's one thing we could be better at is making adjustments to that team and that offense, knowing the blitzes are coming. We can all go back and say they probably should have ran the ball much more than they did there, but this game to speak of here was, I think we had good passing. The run was good. It was a strong game overall for the most part. I think we had moments where we struggled, and it's the first time I had Kyle over, and I remember thinking in the fourth quarter, you just looked defeated, though. Like
I was shocked at what I was seeing.
I just kept looking over. I'm like, "You okay? Like, you look mad that we're scoring touchdowns now." And he's like, just sitting there. He's like, "No, I don't know what's going on right now." Like,
yeah. Because in the first half, you're like, "Oh my God, this is not going well." Sorry, go ahead. What's it, Dennis?
Oh, I was going to say I was a little unhappy with the fumbles from Cook. I think that's something we got to nail down and figure out because it's becoming a problem. He had it earlier in his career, and now fumbles do happen from time to time. That's right, but I forgot the stat they used yesterday, 4 in 2 games or
4 in 2 games.
I think it's 5 in 5 games, not lost, but 5 fumbles in 5 games.
The 2 in this game were
one of them we got away with, the one right before the end zone. But if that goes in the end zone, we're screwed. But you got to. Fundamentals, I think it's a natural reaction to reach out for the goal line, but at the same time, you gotta got to keep it in tight a little bit too, I think.
I'm sure he's hearing that from his running backs coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You would hope so. You would hope so. I mean, it's something I don't know how to really fix it necessarily, but I mean, I kind of hope he's like sleeping with a football at this point, because if he's supposed to be as good as what everybody says, like Josh Allen calls him the best running back in the league, which he is very good. He's got to fix that fumbling problem, because it happens at the wrong time, like it did yesterday, and when he fumbled into the end zone, I think, or he fumbled right before the end zone, whatever it was, and the Bengals got it back. I mean, that could have been a different game for sure.
I also feel like I'm watching some of these like punch outs for some of his fumbles, and it just feels like where are our punch outs like that? Like some of these are textbook, like perfectly on the ball punch outs, and sometimes they're even hard to protect. And I'm not trying to give him a pass, because you got to hold on to the ball and you got to do better. Or, if you're running through four people, you have to be holding onto the ball with two hands. You can't be doing the one hand thing. So
and I did notice he did that towards the end of the game, that he had two hands on the ball. So that was good. And I agree that like sometimes you got to give it to the defensive guy. He punches it out at the right time, and sometimes you just got to give it to him. But I mean, you definitely have to. It just happened too often, I think.
No, in the past two games, yeah, way too often, and it keeps feeling like it's like right after this great drive, and then it's like boom, done. What are we doing?
Today on the socials, I saw a couple videos where the Bills are not the Bills aren't, that these pundits are calling out, I guess, Josh or the Bills on how dependent the Bills are on Josh Allen's success. Like the Bills, we have to rely on Josh for almost everything for it to go right.
Isn't that every team though? I mean, come on. What team with a bad quarterback is winning?
How much did New England depend on Tom Brady?
All the time.
Yeah.
That's so aggravating that's being said, because it's so much. Mahomes, you put this quarterback up, just give it to Mahomes, and he'll make magic happen.
They're blaming Josh Allen solely for the loss to Atlanta.
No, you can't do that. You can't blame any one player, typically ever, for a loss, because you can go back and find 10 different plays where someone made a mistake, and that's where it is, or a penalty was made. Yeah.
I agree. It's a team game, so you win as a team, you lose it by a team.
But is that partially true though, that we have to have perfection out of Josh Allen most of the time to?
I mean, I don't know. I think, like, looking at that offense, they have good players on that offense around him. Like, Kincaid is a really good tight end. Knox can be when he has to be. Dawkins, that offensive line, statistically, again, I mean, this year there's more sacks, but they have good players on the offensive line. So, the receivers aren't great. We know that. But, I mean, I don't know. Allen, yes, absolutely. Allen has to do what he did yesterday. He's got to do, what he did against Tampa Bay. But he also is the league MVP for a reason. Like, he's really good. You want that.
Yeah.
This is the narrative that the media has spun after we got rid of Diggs. It's like they had to have some talking point, and the talking point is, well, they didn't replace Diggs, so Allen's got to be Superman every single game, but that's not true. He's a great player, no doubt. He's probably the best football player on the field every time he's on the field. But like you said, we have other playmakers, and it's just the narrative that they need to spin in order to make their point.
And he's not 37 of 44 every game, with 4 touchdowns. It's just not how he gets it done. There's games, I know this because I have him in fantasy football, that he's only got 145 yards passing, but they get a win.
Right. So he's had terrible games, and they win just fine. He even admits it. He's like, I missed a lot of throws there, and there's a lot of things I didn't see on the field, but they still find ways to win. We're the number one offense in the NFL after that game. We are number one in EPA per play.
That's crazy.
You got to look at.
I didn't know that.
You asked that question of does he have to do great? I think you look at teams with mediocre quarterbacks. They're mediocre teams. They don't win, and here's the reason why. Every offensive play starts with the quarterback touching the ball.
Right.
So you got to have a good base of that. I mean, if he doesn't show up well or be himself, and he's playing below average, well, someone else is going to have to pick him up on the field. And if he's playing an absolute dog shit game, well, it's going to be that much harder for you to adjust unless the defense is.
So, a pushback.
There it is.
How do you.
I would say Sean here.
R.I.P. Sean.
Hey.
He's alive.
What about the Broncos, though? How do you explain the Broncos? They're 11-2, mediocre quarterback.
Their defense.
Yeah.
And their schedule, by the way. I saw today.
So would you count defense as a player? Like Josh Allen has to be Superman. the Broncos have an amazing defense.
It's
like,
Houston. It's the same thing. I mean, it's kind of like I said. If your offensive side is that bad, your defensive side is going to pick you up. Is it going to get you like through the playoffs and to win a Super Bowl? Probably not. It's going to be tough.
Your offense still has to score points.
Yeah.
You can't win on just stopping everybody.
I would argue that in the Josh Allen era, not counting his first year or second year, this to me feels like probably the weakest roster that he has around him. Top to bottom. Without that star player, so I feel like that's where the national narrative comes from. They know that. And so on games where he's not doing what he did yesterday, they think, well, the Bills can't win because he's not doing that.
Right. See, like Allen gets all the credit for like that throw to Shakir in the end zone is an insane. You watch the angles of that; it's an insane throw. But Shakir makes the catch. It was a hard catch to make. Knox had some hard catches to make. Like these guys are making plays too. It's not just Allen.
In
sometimes
shitty weather,
he throws shitty balls sometimes, and they still make a grab. They're good players. They're not. Like Travis Kelce or whatever, some big name that's a huge national thing, or Stephon Diggs, but they're still a cast of decent enough football players.
They're NFL players, so they're going to be the cream of the crop, at least with that many teams. So there's.
Speaking of Kelce, that was fantastic watching him defeated yesterday. Just took that shot and just laid down.
Seemed like the end for them.
And then did he decline to be interviewed after the game, like for the media?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
He wouldn't talk to anyone else.
Oh, see, Dennis is stepping up watching interviews.
Fantastic. I didn't watch that.
There you go.
What a diaper, baby.
I don't even like to listen to Kelce talk, so I turn those off when he starts getting. God.
I saw today that they are mathematically eliminated from winning the AFC West this year.
Right.
First time in 9 years.
Yeah.
Anyone know the odds
about that, right?
playoffs for them?
It's down to I think 19%.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
They've still got a path, but they need a lot of help,
Yeah.
and they've lost tiebreakers to all the teams ahead of them, so they're pretty much fucked.
Yeah.
And fans, fun stat, of the big four AFC quarterbacks, Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, and Burrow. Burrow, sorry. None have ever beaten the other three in a single season until yesterday.
Yep.
Josh,
that's
motherfucking
great.
Allen.
And then then we're looking at losses to Davis Mills, Michael Penix,
Drake
Tua,
May.
Drake May. I mean, that is unreal to
Yes.
think that.
Twilight Zone shit.
Yeah.
Two of those games, we were still in them at the end.
Right.
Most
Two
of
of
the
them
games
got
which game were you not in?
I feel like the Miami
game, I
did
never,
Miami
that was never close.
not really. And then the Atlanta game, I think. Was it?
Atlanta, they had a chance, but it never
Texans.
really. Texans was fairly close.
Yeah, that
at the
was
end.
close to the end.
Yeah, well, they were closer than I thought. They
Yeah.
really haven't gotten
Texans
destroyed.
were close, but it was like they shouldn't have been. I mean, we should have lost 52-0, but
Yeah.
we were only down by a touchdown.
Jets were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yesterday.
That helps the Sabres, by the way.
Yeah,
The Jets?
you're
They're-
right.
they're
I
up-
didn't even think
for
about
the
it.
continuous
15 years playoff drought, so the Sabres
It
are.
allows the Sayers to miss the playoffs again.
Yeah.
So.
They're joining them though soon.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Browns were eliminated. Titans eliminated. Washington eliminated. Atlanta eliminated. That sucks, dude. You lost to a team that's not even going to be in the playoffs.
I don't think they've won since they beat the Bills. I really don't think they have a win since the Bills game. Atlanta.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't they have 2 wins?
Let me look them up.
Maybe 3 wins or something like that. But
4-9.
All 4
yeah,
better than I
I
thought.
feel like we were their 4th victory. I could be wrong.
Currently 4-9, and they're on a 2-game losing streak.
Okay, so they got a win in there.
Yeah.
What'd you
Awful.
guys think about T. Higgins?
Stud, bring him in.
Did
Bring him in.
do you guys? I went back and watched some additional stuff on that.
You probably can't say his own name right now.
Convinced he had a concussion 2 times because every time he went down, he kept reaching.
He's
for his
back in
head.
the
He's in the
protocol.
protocol already,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got the sense there that they were pulling out all the stops. Like, dude, we got to win this game. This is our season.
Yeah.
And here's a player who is, it's easy for everybody else to see that he's grabbing at his head. He's slammed on the turf, and yet he's still going back in.
It didn't feel independent the way they
No.
say it's an independent review. I mean, when they said they kept him out at halftime a little bit longer to do evaluations, I'm like, he's not coming back. He's got a concussion, and then he's back out there every other play making these catches. I mean, the guy is a stud, but he 100%. convinced he had concussions over and over.
The guys were on the radio were talking that, and I'm not an expert on this part of the concussion issue, but they said there were telltale signs of guys that have suffered from concussions, what they do when it happens, the grabbing of the head, the looking straight down, the not moving. He was doing all of those things.
Yeah.
So not a good look for Cincinnati.
Well, that team's going to have to make a hard reset, I think. And you might see players like him on the block to get draft capital. So
yeah, I mean, they have all that money tied into 3 players, and there's a reason why their defense is so shitty.
Right.
They're
wasting like we're saying, we're always wasting Allen's career. They have wasted Burrow's career big time. And I think they're going to have to let something break and get out of there.
Burrow's is extremely injury prone, though. You got to keep that in mind.
That's true.
He's had a ton of injuries, so he's not helping.
He's related to Ed Oliver.
Milano.
But they
it's
were
in the Milano
fully,
family tree.
They were fully armed and operational last night.
Oh, yeah.
We still beat them.
When they have everyone, they're firing on all cylinders.
Or
and luckily, we stepped up at the
Dalton
right time.
first aid.
Oh, but
Shout out to Mike. Hope your recovery is going well, Mike.
As long as he's ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, last night I thought that maybe I was wrong, but I thought Jamar Chase gave up on that when Bedford took it to the house.
It looked like it.
For that interception. It looks like he kind of gave up there. I mean, he was going to stop him at maybe the 10-yard line or so, but I mean, he looks like he just kind of pulled up and just kind of stopped on it.
There were some other angles of people filming from the stands that I saw today, on Twitter, on X, and it looked further. Oh, he was further away from Benford than the look from behind camera angle made it look like he was a lot closer, but there was some distance, some separation between the two. So I don't know if that's. I mean, maybe he did give up. Who knows? He might have made a business decision, but
he's no Don Beebe.
Yeah, I thought Chase was pretty fast, so I figured he would have caught him from behind, but maybe he didn't. Yeah, maybe Dennis, you're right.
Yeah,
it was a fun game though. I'll give it that much. You say you guys all say you got stressed out. I don't know. I've gotten used to that. I feel like
sucking in the first half and then kicking ass in the second.
Just it is what it is. It's a ride. You gotta
60-minute game with Josh Allen.
Yeah. Ups and downs, ebbs and flows. We gotta go with that. If you're gonna, you can't. I love the idea that I used to feel like we were counted out. Again, you go back 10, 15 years ago. So many games, you'd be in that situation. You'd be like, yeah, this isn't. I'm going to keep watching and just get pissed off. Where now it's like, all right, we got a chance. Like, let's keep doing what we're doing. Or you're saying all we need is a takeaway here. I think we said it, and then like, boom, pick six. And then it was fantastic. Then we're like, wouldn't it be nice to get another one of those 2 consecutive throws, 2 consecutive, that just took the wind out of their sails. There's nothing you can do after that.
And how often is that our luck? How often do we get those bounces? Not too often.
No.
It's such the NFL football in general is just a game of inches. I was watching some replays today. Before his 40-yard run for a touchdown, Allen threw it behind Kincaid, and their defender came up and literally was inches from picking that ball off. Allen threw it behind him. It almost put it right in that guy's gut. And then on the second to last play, the sack that he took to make it 3rd and 15 at the end there, Allen was really close to losing that football.
Yeah.
And he was doing crazy Josh Allen shit with 3 huge defenders in his face. It was a sack. He never went down to the ground, but he had one hand on that ball. And that's just inches away from them forcing a fumble, and they're recovering the ball down 4 points right at our 25-yard line. So, I mean, that's just how it works. That happens. Obviously, it's a different narrative today, but
100%.
It's crazy.
I was more stressed about his comments about the fans afterwards. Like, Josh, man.
Oh, what did he say?
He keeps giving it to us. He said, well, it's nice to see the fans didn't leave.
Oh, people were leaving?
Well, like it goes back to the Ravens game when he was like, "Get a little faith next time."
He wasn't happy about that.
No.
I was there to
He
the
still
end.
keeps doing it. He keeps salting the wound. It's like, bro, man, I will never give up on you again. What else do I have to say?
Yeah, Bills fans don't give up. I mean, so
That's a business decision to leave early, though.
Well, the Baltimore game was, that game looked like they were going to lose for 58 of the minutes.
Late
60
night,
minutes.
people had to work.
Right, yeah, it was a Sunday night
Come
game,
on.
too.
We're not all going to have a football Monday or whatever after you.
Right,
you're done
we're not
with
all
the game.
25
Right.
anymore. But.
Yeah.
But that it just made you feel like, man, is he really throwing shade at these fans?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Not a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so what are the Bills trending in the right direction, doing and not doing?
I'm going to say one thing I got here. We didn't really have any injuries yesterday. Yeah, thank you guys. No injury. You think about it, and it took me a second to think about it. We really didn't have anyone go down and get injured. So, to me, that's the first game, and I can't count a game this year yet that we haven't had a situation where someone went down and it affect us next week. So, to not have any injuries, and that means we don't have to put some other people in that injury spot, and we've also got people coming up and getting healthier that we need. That's my mindset, because I think the big one we need healthy this week coming up is Bosa needs to be healthy, because if he is, he's going up against a second stringer.
Well, we also need Spencer Brown back. Myles Garrett coming into, or we're going.
McDermott said today, I agree with what you're saying about I've sat in this chair last year, and we talked about what do you want to be? You want to be healthy and playing your best football, in late December. Yeah. And the Bills haven't been healthy for the last, through this whole era of Josh Allen, especially in the playoffs. They've been missing guys. So I do think they're trending in the right direction with injuries. And it sounded like McDermott said today that he thinks it's possible that all injured players could play.
Ed Oliver, Spencer Brown.
Not Oliver, but the guys Bernard, Brown, Bosa, and Palmer.
They got to activate Oliver's window before they can do anything.
Yeah, what's the story with that guy?
They said probably first week of playoffs is what McDermott said.
Playoffs? What was his injury again?
Torn bicep.
Pec or something like that, or bicep,
Yeah, I think it was a pec, I think.
I thought it was his bicep.
And it wasn't a complete tear.
Rope and cattle out back?
Yeah.
I got a couple. You said what's trending up for the Bills.
Yeah.
I got a few arrows up.
Okay.
I think the defense is getting timely takeaways, and they are starting to look like, especially in the second half, like they can really lock down pretty much any team.
Okay.
I feel like the offense is the number one offense in football, no matter how bad it looks to us sometimes, because we're used to Allen arrowing it out downfield. It's just not what this offense is right now, and I feel like Brady is starting to figure out some answers when he needs to, and maybe he's starting to empty the clip more as we get later in the season, but it's working. And I feel like coaching has improved, and the McDermott made some ballsy decisions in that game to go for it. It paid off, and you saw Andy Reid do the same thing, and it backfired in his fat fucking face. So I feel like it's finally
take that.
The ball is finally going our way for once instead of the other way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry, I just had.
Yeah, I agree with the McDermott thing. There was a couple of big calls there that he made that. I was happy to see him make, but I was a little surprised at the same time. So it was good.
I like Andy Reid. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't not like him.
No, I'm like, man, I love that's a lot of anger towards. I feel like he's one of the rare guys. He reminds me of he gives me some Peyton Manning vibes, where I could never be mad at Peyton Manning because he was seemed like a funny, nice guy, and he's like a hard worker. But you hate to lose against him, so that's where I get the fat fucking face.
The only reason I'm giving him is because he's had our number for the last 8 years, and I'm just tired of it.
I put my anger all on Mahomes and Kelsey.
So if the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, do the Bills' odds go up substantially because they won't have to see him in the playoffs?
Super Bowl favorites.
I got something today, a picture today, that the Bills somehow are favored on whatever site that is to win the AFC, to come out of the AFC.
I'm sorry,
in betting sites. Yep.
Really?
Some of these betting sites. Yeah, look right here. It's
the Bills are going to be
conference
the
winners, AFC Championship. This has them at plus 370. Next is New England at plus 390. Was what was sent to me. So I'm not a big fan of the odds and things like that. But there are bettors, people that do this for a living, that still feel that the Bills are one or two teams that could come out of the AFC.
There is no team in the AFC playoffs right now today that truly scares me like seeing the Chiefs in there. Because every year it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, it's like a division game.
Right.
Yeah.
The Texans are scary, but I think we kept it close. I think we could beat them if we had to face them again.
Broncos are the Broncos are scary. Going to Denver, the Bills are not the same team on the road that they are at home.
No, that's very true.
Yeah, so that to me could be the tipping point. I agree with the Texans. If you go back to our second time, I mean, we haven't beat them in Houston in years. You would think that would have to give.
They would come here, I think, if we faced them.
So,
right, yeah.
Right now,
I think that the Texans are tough to face, but I think, we know now. I think that I'd be more willing to say that maybe we would win, but they're the only ones that make me nervous. I think
we handled Denver last year in the playoffs pretty easily, and they had
I was at your house for that one.
For the first first 3 minutes, it was bad. It seemed bad because they had that real quick drive that was like,
Yeah,
oh,
he threw
shit.
It was the only 7 points they scored,
Yeah.
and we put up 30 on that
And
defense.
then it was just like, okay, put your hair down. You're good.
If the playoffs were to start today, the Broncos have the 1 seed and bye. New England's a 2. Jacksonville's a 3.
we moved it
Pittsburgh's
to
a 4. We're a 5. How the fuck are those two teams ahead of us? Jesus Christ.
Division leaders.
Yeah, division.
Oh, God, that's stupid.
I feel like Denver's the most fraudulent one since the Tennessee Titans. I'd take them to the
Chargers
championship game any
6,
day.
Texans 7. So who will we play? Steelers?
Yep.
Oh, fuck, bring it.
The Patriots in Denver are two of the healthiest teams in football. So they have had almost no injuries, although the Patriots are starting to get it with the nose tackle that went out, and I think they're starting offensive tackle you mentioned too, that Bosa would go up against a backup there. Denver has not. They've been fairly healthy. And the strength of schedule there, it's like these teams are playing the MAC conference every week.
Yeah.
They really are. So it's like I don't know how much to buy into either one of those teams. They're like the worst DVOA teams in the history of keeping those stats. Those two teams.
New England is going to have their Indianapolis moment pretty soon, I think. Like, things are starting to, you can see it, right? Like, that only lasts so long.
They've had it easy.
Right. And then Denver, they're going to have to face a desperate Chiefs team, and who knows what's going to happen to them in that.
Let them beat each other up.
Right.
Yep.
I feel like we've got not an easier path, but if we get past New England and we get past Philadelphia, the other two are pretty much, we could do it. We could win out.
Yeah, the matchups, too, changed. Like, there's just weird games the Bills played. Like, that Atlanta game was the first primetime game that Atlanta had played in a long time, right, at home. So they had that buzz going.
Right.
The Texans at home on a primetime game. Now we got Cleveland at 1 o'clock, the Jets, the last game of the year, and the Eagles coming to Buffalo. Those aren't, like, serious matchup games. Like, those are just regular games. Obviously, New England will be a true test.
You talked about the Falcons afterwards. They were like, "This is our Super Bowl." I mean, they were like, it was like the greatest moment they had. I mean, it was like their pinnacle of their season.
That had a lot to do with
Like
it.
when the Bills beat Brady back in the
for
day.
that game.
Yeah,
Say that again, Dennis.
They were pretty amped up for that
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Like the whole crowd was in a frenzy the entire time.
Correct.
And, they had good reason to be, obviously, but I feel like they kind of treated it a little differently than we did.
Yes.
Not to say that's why we lost, but that definitely plays into it.
I think that's true because it feels like this team, with the depth in the playoffs they've gone the last 8 years, they don't get up for mediocre teams anymore.
no, that's what happened with Miami, in my opinion.
Right.
I think we played like shit, and I also think some of the scheme was shitty too. I had heard someone pose a question, and I'll pose it to you guys for next week: is do you think Brady does like break the glass and try to pull some crazy shit out, or does he try to, use some of what he had learned last game and just kind of ride into that as strong as he can, or do you think he pulls out like the deep cut, plays?
Is this a New England game you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the Bills are going to go in there against a division opponent, and I think the Bills are going to try to impose their will through the run game. The reason I say that is because since I can't think of the nose tackle that they lost, the name is
Milton Williams.
Yes, thank you. I was wanting to say the guy from the Williams from the Jets, the former player from there. But anyways, since he's gone out, their run statistics have plummeted. Teams are running on them now. And I think the Bills know that, and I think this time of year, that's the identity the Bills want to have, especially against a division opponent. I think the Bills would be totally content getting out of there with like a 20-13 win and putting 180 rushing yards on the board. I think that's how they're going to do it.
What was your question?
Absolutely.
So do you think Brady's gonna
Break glass
kind of thing, just start pulling out some of those crazy plays, or maybe like those vaulted plays he's been kind of scheming? Or do you think, we tried one play that what's his face tripped out of the backfield on that fourth down? Was that play?
Yeah. I think what Chris said is probably the right answer. They're going to try to make it a slow grudge game, like a real tough, but
Control the narrative.
Exactly. I don't think they're going to have, like, the odds of actually catching them for the division are very low, and they're not going to risk, number one, giving away everything they have for the playoffs or hurting players. I would be surprised if Bosa plays, honestly. I think they're going to try and slow walk him to the playoffs. I would see a snap count for Kincaid. Like other guys who are kind of nursing injuries, I don't see us, going all out to win this game and sacrificing possibly one of your main pieces for the playoff run.
Home games are so huge, though. I mean, to win the division and put yourself in like
I get
top
it.
4.
I get it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to slightly disagree with that.
Back.
I do. It's a slight disagree. It's not a pushback. It's
Okay,
a
slight pushback.
Slight disagree. No, I don't think.
That's a nudge.
I don't think that's how they're wired. I think that if they think they still have a shot to win the division, I think they're expecting New England to have a tough game against Miami. I just don't think they think like that right now. I think they're treating these next 4 games like the playoffs. I really think that's what you have to do from a mental standpoint. Is every game at this point is a playoff game.
If it's close, I can see them doing the break glass and trying something crazy to try and get that over the hump thing. But I don't know. I just feel like they're still going to be a game down.
Yeah.
And New England still has to lose to either Miami or the Jets. Maybe Miami could beat them.
They also have Baltimore.
But you
but
had,
that game doesn't matter.
They do have
the Baltimore game.
They have to lose to a division opponent.
Week 16.
Miami or the Jets. It's
We have
important.
to finish with 4 losses. They have to finish
because
with 4
of
losses.
the head-to-head matchup.
Yeah,
Us-
they
us
need to
winning
lose to a
here,
division
see.
team.
It's the division record, yeah.
But you kind of said it earlier.
Unless they
with,
lose to 2.
the Bills. They're trending down though. They're going to have that indie moment. I think like they're struggling. People are maybe figuring them out. Maybe that's it. And a few injuries are obviously some key injuries. If you can just run on them, then yeah, that's great. We can control the clock. And then if like I don't know. I want Bosa to play. I think he's been impactful, and I think maybe you get to Drake May and you can fluster him. You know?
I think if he's healthy, he plays. I agree. There might be a pitch count type thing, but I think if he's healthy, they'll go with him.
Or Rousseau has to show up for once too. God damn it!
Yeah.
God, where is this guy?
We need our
3
O-line.
sacks
We
all
need
year.
our O-line intact.
Yeah, it looks like Spencer Brown
Spencer Brown is.
He looks like he's
huge.
ready to come back. Vandermark had a tough out yesterday.
Anderson.
I think he almost played yesterday, didn't he, Spencer Brown?
He was close.
Deion Dawkins is giving up sacks. That boy pisses me off.
It's probably the key to the city weighing him down.
They gave it to him too early.
Yeah.
They regressed a ton sacks, versus last year. That was going to happen. Like Ellen was rarely hit last year. Same thing with the turnovers. We knew those regressions were coming. I did not expect the turnover regression to be as bad as it is. But he definitely has been sacked more than, obviously since last year. But a lot of that has to do with who you're playing. But
You take the Houston game out, and
Right.
I don't think the stats aren't as bad though.
8 sacks,
Yeah.
right?
Houston was horrendous, but I mean Vandermark is struggling with but he said it in his interview is I'm going up against some of these top players and I'm trying to get a step and time it out right because I'm I don't want to miss something and but that's when it comes down to being professional of like
What side does Myles Garrett work on? Is he going to be going up against Spencer Brown,
I think
or would he be going up Deion Dawkins?
I think he moves, but I would imagine Dawkins probably.
They got a double team.
Yeah, I'm not sure what side he's on, but he's probably going to get his no matter what. I mean, you hope that they chip or we'll go away.
I was about to say, chipping him is
He's going to get 1 or 2. You just hope that Allen hangs on to the football.
Yeah. They go to that heavy set with the 3 tight end out there, and I think you just double team him all day and just keep him away from
frustrate
Allen.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep getting the ball to Cook. Let him do what he does.
If you're running as strong as what you're kind of suggesting and what we're kind of saying, and our run games, if we're going to be methodical on that, I don't know if you'll have to worry about it as much. I mean, obviously, when it's 3rd down and 9, we're not going to run the ball most likely, but we'll see. You guys think the bubble screen is going to be in effect still, or I mean,
it actually worked.
It did work.
Dude, Garrett has 20 sacks.
Yeah.
20.
Did he get one yesterday?
Yeah.
What's the record?
It's only a couple more.
22 Strahan or something like that, right? Strahan and somebody.
He's gonna
Watt.
get it.
22 and a half.
Yeah, Strahan.
I hope it's not
and-
against us.
No, I think one of the guys didn't one of the guys from the Jets like years ago. Didn't he? No, I think that's who Strahan broke that record.
He broke that
It's
record.
Gastineau or something, I think, maybe.
No, that's it. Yeah, I think Strahan broke it, but Strahan I thought was tied with someone before it.
TJ Watt.
Yeah,
TJ
they
Watt.
share the record.
Most sacks, 22 and a half, recently held by Strahan and TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Have to hope
Man,
that the
TJ Watt isn't the same guy he used to be. I feel like. I mean, I know this is not really in our wheelhouse necessarily, but he's definitely not looked the same as he did. I didn't think maybe he's playing hurt. I don't know.
Dennis, I got trivia for. Oh, you know what? I have trivia for everyone except for Rob because he already heard this question.
Okay.
NFL history: there are only 2 players, defensive players, ever to have 30 sacks and 30 interceptions. Who are the 2? I will give you this hint.
Rodney Harrison.
They are not Bills players.
I was going to say Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Good guess, but
But
no.
everyone guessed the first time.
Yeah.
we heard it.
What about
Richard Sherman?
Ed Reed or
Ronnie Lott.
What's his name?
Ronnie Lott is one.
Ronnie Lott from the 49ers.
Ronnie Lott is one. Who is the other?
Oh yeah, I used to love Ronnie Lott.
Except when he was on the Jets. Totally
Steve
forgot.
Atwater from the Broncos.
Ooh.
No?
Oh, good
guess,
call.
but No.
It's a bigger name.
Bigger name. He's a big personality.
Don't make you think that you're going like for a deep cut. It's a big personality, big name.
Yeah.
Was it Rodney Harrison?
No. You mentioned a teammate of his already.
Modern era?
Modern era, yep.
Modern era, Super Bowl winner. You mentioned his teammate. AFC.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Could be Ed Reed?
He's in the North.
Ray Lewis?
Who
Yeah.
else? Was,
Ray Lewis.
Murderer.
oh, Ray Lewis, really?
Yeah,
He
linebacker.
murders it in the
30
stats and in real life.
30 and 30. Yeah, I heard that yesterday watching the Peyton Manning show. Okay, Bills are... There's nothing really else to... right? Go to picks, talk about the future here. Bills are 1.5... What?
Oh, nothing. I was just laughing. That's all.
Okay, at what?
Nothing. Just
Just life.
yeah.
Okay.
The Sabres.
The Sabres.
And there's plenty to laugh at there for sure.
Bills are 1.5 point favorites, over under 48.5. So,
I think that's the under this week.
Yeah, I would definitely pick the under. I mean, I think the Bills can do it. I really do. I think that they almost did it the first time we played back in week 4 or 5 or whatever it was. And
what was the under for yesterday's game? It had
For what game?
73 points.
Yeah, actually, it was. We talked about it the previous week. It wasn't 52, was it?
It was in the 50s. I remember seeing
52
it.
or 3. And everyone, I said it was going to be over. And we were talking last week, and a bunch of people thought it was going to be under for some reason. And I'm like, no, this is going to be a shootout.
Wasn't the spread like
Okay, sorry about that.
5.5 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't cover.
No.
All right, Dennis, you want to start first?
yeah, sure. I'll pick the Bills. Like, I'll say like 27 to like 20-ish. Yeah, we'll say that.
Do we want another snow game?
They said there's going to be snow
I was
flurries.
thinking about that before. If we can definitely get it, obviously. I wouldn't mind it. It'd be kind of cool to watch, I guess.
We have scored 25 more points than New England, but we've allowed 52 more points.
Ooh.
They have not played the Chiefs. They have not played the Bengals. They have not played the Ravens.
Not yet.
Think about
Yep.
I'm
just reading
the
stats.
Bills have played.
Agitating people, just reading stats.
No, right. That's
Facts.
schedule based for them.
Facts, yeah.
I like the snow game idea. I don't know. Josh Allen, they were talking the statistics on it. He's like got some of the highest stats.
Like, is
for
he
snow
beast
snow
mode when
games.
he's in a snow game?
Yeah, I think now after that game, he's 9-2 for snow games.
Speaking of 9-2, are we on a 2-game winning streak with no glasses on McClappy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it 2 or 3 games?
I think just 2, but
2
it
games.
might not be.
Okay.
I don't want to encourage this, but 2 games.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's right. McDermott Truther down there.
It's my boy.
Oh, my God. Okay, Sean, why don't you go?
I honestly, I don't know what it is, but my gut feeling is like I'm not scared of the Patriots.
Okay.
I feel like they caught us kind of like Mac Jones caught us that time, and we're just going to come back and slap them around with our big ass dick. And it's just going to be a Josh Allen revenge game. He's going to get in there and he's going to be like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! You're not me yet."
Wow.
And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a low scoring game, though. Like you said, I think it's going to be a run dominant game. I'm thinking 25-17 or something like that. But I could eat my words because Steph Diggs gets way up for these games, and he's got like that factor where you can get the rest of the team to come with him. So who knows?
He did just have a baby in the last couple weeks, so maybe he's lost some sleep.
Just 1 or 2 or 3?
There's
Well,
like
just a
4.
Cardi B, so
Okay.
that's the only one I've seen.
I don't know. It's hard to beat a team twice. I feel good about
for
it.
him.
I think the Bills can do it. I think we're going to win, but it's going to be one of those games where there's not a lot of crazy things happening. A couple of big cooked runs, but just methodical.
Okay.
Clock.
Chris.
I also like the Bills. New England, whatever. It's a division game, right? A second of 2 division games, and it's hard, like you said, to sweep a team in a division anytime you play them. Going back to that first New England game, they needed 11 penalties on the Bills and 3 turnovers to beat the Bills by 3 points.
Yep.
I don't see the Bills doing that again. And, I like the Bills. Yeah, knock on wood. I like the Bills probably like 26-20 in this game. I do think it's low scoring. I do think the recipe will be to run the football. So, yeah, we'll see. I like the Bills, though.
Does anyone think that the Patriots are going to have a huge chip on their shoulder with probably hearing, oh, the Bills are going to come get you. You guys aren't, real deal. And are they... I feel like that could be a little extra juice for them.
I bet you that's
to make this game.
That's got to be Vrabel's bulletin board material, but
right?
I feel like fine, they make mistakes because you're trying too hard, right?
He was on the Pat McAfee show talking about how they know right now the only thing they can win is their division right now, and so they're going to be up for this game. This is their Super Bowl. This is their crowd Super Bowl right now. I do wonder if that brings in being a little bit too amped up, not treating this like every other 1 o'clock football game. That's why I love the fact that this game's at 1 o'clock for the Bills, because I think it's business as usual.
I'm surprised they didn't flex this game.
Yeah.
It's a potential hat and T-shirts game for them.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the crazy
right.
part.
So I think they're going to be amped up. This is a huge game for them and their franchise to make a statement. That can go both ways. You never know. If you're a young team, unproven.
Yeah. People get sugar high. They get
right.
that old sugar high.
Yep.
Josh Allen when he would get
That's
like
just
the
it.
white
It's all
eyes.
that experience.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, Dennis, just to let you know, preseason, you picked the Patriots to win this game.
Damn it, Dennis.
Well, I mean, I did, I guess, but I mean,
He was
just wanna say
drinking.
it out for everybody to hear out on millions of listeners. Fuck the Patriots. So,
And Brendan, as always, picks against the Bills, so no changes there. I'd like to know what he really thinks, but okay.
Kyle, what's your take?
I think this is probably, at this point in the season, a huge statement game for the Bills. Right? You come in there and you stick it to them. Like, I think it'll solidify the truthers, right? Like, holy shit, they beat this team. Everyone's saying the Patriots are amazing. Except I think the Eagles game is going to be a bigger test, but
We're gonna keep trending that way though.
yeah.
That team is imploding right now, though. I don't know, man. They are.
I like that that's in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I like that game's at home.
100%.
yeah, I'm not as worried about the Eagles. I think you're right, Kyle. I think that this is a game where we can kind of show
This is
everybody
huge, right.
and,
Huge statement
division game, all that stuff. We always talk about how it's different. For division games are different from all the other games. So I guess this is we got to see what happens.
I'm going to go Bills 31. No. That's Mike's number. 30 to 24.
Okay.
I hope that they can do something in the first half, or at least, I don't know, just keep maybe shoot for 7-3. It seems to be good luck in the first
Yeah,
half.
there you go. Couldn't be bad, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
This is a big game. Like if you fuck up, you guys fucked it up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills can lose this game, and their playoff chances don't really. I mean, like you said, the chance of winning the division is really low right now, even if the Bills do win this game. So a loss here doesn't kill the Bills. So it's I don't think the Bills are looking at it that way, though. I think this is a 1 o'clock division game, and that's it. Go in on the road, business-like attitude, and try to get out of there with the W.
Yeah, I think so too.
A lot of pressure on the Patriots, in my opinion.
Wait a minute. If we lose, though, what do we go
Well,
down
they win
to?
the division, and we're automatically a wild card at that point.
Yeah.
Automatically a
I
wild
don't
card?
think we were
Well, I mean, if
automatic.
we're going to
It's-
make the playoffs, it's going to
It's
get a
like
wild
70. Yeah, we go down from being like 98% right now, or 96 or 7% to 79% or something. If we
If
lose.
Houston wins and we lose, we would be sitting at possibly 7 or 8, though.
7.
Yeah.
If Indy wins,
This is all speculation. It's not happening. We're winning.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Rob, what was your? Did you?
My number is.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're saving the best for last. It's all right.
Always.
No, I think we're going to win this game 27-14. I think we're going to hold them down, and I think we're going to play a strong
Slap 'em.
game. Yeah, big dicks right in the face, slap
right.
them right in their
Teabag
right in
them.
their fat fucking faces. Vrabel's fat fucking face.
I hate Vrabel's face.
Yeah,
Dude.
I do hate his face.
Oh, he's got such a punchable face.
Yeah, he does. He does. Diggs as well when he's kind of bitching off too. He's got that Brady Brady face, that you just want to punch him when you see him on. Now that he does his talk when he was on TV yesterday, you just want to punch him in the face. But 27-14, I think it's going to be a strong game. I think we'll have this pretty well tied up by the fourth quarter. I actually feel pretty strong about that.
Like strong enough that Trubisky's going to come in this game?
I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
But I also think Josh is going to be on point, Josh, and he's going to he's going to come in and be like, I have a statement to make, and it's that I'm not out of this yet, and I'm not you're not the new guy on the block.
He has yet to beat Diggs since he left.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, shit.
One game, right?
Two.
Well, he got Burrow's monkey off his back.
Because he lost to him in Houston,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then he lost to him here.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
He was 0-3 against Burrow, and he beat him. He's 0-2 against Diggs, so it's another chance to exercise the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Chris, what has been your biggest shocker so far of the season, positive or negative?
With the Bills?
Yes, the Bills.
I think, I don't know about a shock. I think the fact that we went into the season with the schedule that we were looking at back in the summer, I think a lot of us thought this was going to be a cakewalk to the 1 seed. I think what shocked me the most, and obviously injuries have a lot to do with this, is that at one point they were 6-4 maybe, with losing 3 out of 4 games at that point. Miami, Atlanta, New England probably would.
New England, yeah,
would have been the other one. Yeah, that to me, maybe it was Houston that added to that, but that to me was shocking that we all of a sudden were in the hunt graphic 10 games into the season. I just didn't see it playing out that way this year. But again, that Atlanta game is just another dumb loss that this team seems to do every year that screws them out of the 1 seed. Jacksonville and London, I'm thinking about. Jacksonville with Urban Meyer a couple years ago. Like, always that one loss that's just a boneheaded loss that screwed them.
Yep.
So, yeah, I guess that was shocking to me that's where we were in the middle of the season. Not even a discussion of the 1 seed at that point.
I was thinking the same thing, that it was so different. Like we were talking earlier in the year about going possibly undefeated or whatever, and it just didn't pan out at all, even close to that.
I think the biggest disappointment for me so far this year is the lack of big, exciting plays from wide receivers. Like, there's been no real middle to deep threat from our wide receivers, and it's all this 10 and shorter underneath shit, and an occasional a Kincaid or a Knox or a, I don't know, was it 3 balls so far to Cook where he's gotten some major yardage, and I just feel like the passing offense isn't exciting.
Shakir's had a few exciting
last
ones,
season.
I think that's intentional.
Yeah.
I think Brady came in with the mission of getting rid of the Allen arm punt and making him way more efficient, and that's
We're
worked.
just going to nickel and dime you to death.
I mean, the stats back it up. You said that EPA, they're number 1 in the league in offense. So
How can you argue? I mean,
Right.
I mean, it's not exciting, but I mean, Brady was captain checkdown, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was like, and he won Super Bowls, constantly doing that game managing kind of shit.
take what the defense gives you.
Right. And once in a while, he'd bust out an insane play, and you're like, oh, he is good. I think Allen's the same way. He's just, you get what you can, and then once in a while, you see that glimmer, like that 15-yard run for or the whatever run it was to ice the game. Like, I mean, that was a pass play, and he's like, "Oh, well, shit, Dawkins just took that guy out, gone." Right?
Yeah.
It's that's just the vision he's got. I think he'll take what he can get.
Okay. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, the Keon Coleman's still on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expected more out of him. I thought that we would see a little bit of a jump at the beginning of the year. Obviously, we haven't seen much of anything, but I thought we would see something out of him. I didn't think he was going to be great. I didn't think he was going to be Jerry Rice or anything, but
Did you guys see the end zone repeat of when Josh was throwing it there and he was waiting for people to get open and they showed the replay? And I brought it up to Kyle and he's sitting there and he's literally, I've seen like, it reminded me of me watching when I coached younger kids and I was coaching like 8 and 9 year olds and they're doing a throw in for soccer. And it's like, you got to move. And they're just kind of like spinning in a circle. Like, that's what he looked like. There was a defender on each side. And he was like, I'm going to spin in a circle and confuse you guys. Like, completely that. It looked so pathetic. It's like, do something.
How about Coleman in our first this year for Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Yeah.
All day long,
Dude,
right?
I would send 2
100%.
first-round
Yeah,
picks.
all day long. He wants out.
Oh.
They're saying he's disgruntled in Minnesota. And
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
want to be a
he's-
part of that
he's-
club.
I thought you were
as good
saying
as
Keon
gone.
Coleman. I'm like, what?
No,
he's got
as
nowhere
good-
else to go.
Justin Jefferson, he's as good as gone.
What are your thoughts on Keon Coleman?
Yeah, the Bills and Bean especially, they've been really good about drafting guys that aren't boneheads. Like that's just they don't go after the worthy. They don't go after the guys that are coming out of college typically with shit that happened to them in college. Like the Bills kind of pride themselves on drafting smart football players. And I think
Too clean.
Yeah, well, right, but I think they have that culture, you know what I mean, that they established, and we're going to put the team first. I think they got backed into a corner with Coleman in that
They had
draft.
a miss on him for sure.
Yeah, right, and I just think they had to take a wide receiver. Nobody really, I think, had him graded where he went. Anybody that knew anything about what type of receiver he was. So the fact that this is playing out with him is kind of shocking to me. Not because he is who he is, but that the Bills got a guy like that. Yeah.
The yellow jacket.
He's kind of a young
should have
punk.
been the
Yeah.
Red flag.
Does anyone know if a wide receiver drafted after him has had more production?
Lad McConkey.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Herb.
Yeah.
call Herb. He'll tell you right now 7 of them.
It wasn't a real strong draft, though. I mean, you look at some of the other guys that Bills were talking about, and statistically, Coleman's not that far off from a lot of
Xavier
them.
Worthy's just as bad in that sense.
Yeah,
And
like,
people are saying, is it his injury or not? But yeah, no, I don't think he's that great either.
Right. The Bills weren't
He's
doing
all
much
speed.
with him. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Dennis, you got anything else? Thanks for joining us on the satellite phone.
Oh yeah, the satellite phone is always good to use. It's very clear. No, I mean I'm pretty good. I think everybody said everything about Keon Coleman that I wanted to. I mean, I really thought, especially in training camp, I thought he was going to be pretty good. But here we are. Besides that, I think we can get a win this week, and you never know about the division, right?
I'm surprised they have it at 1.5.
Yeah,
Wait,
it seems pretty
we've
close.
not done well. You're saying like you're surprised? You think we should be more?
Cleveland's offense isn't very good, right?
Are you talking about New England? We're a 1.5 favorite.
Oh
in New
shit,
England.
wrong game.
Yeah, we're favored.
Never mind.
You're a couple weeks ahead.
Yeah, trap game. Huh.
Dennis made that point about the Coleman training camp thing, and I wonder how much of Dawkins and those guys, like glazing them, was basically trying to get the kids' confidence up, and it just didn't quite pan out the way they were thinking it would.
I mean, I had watched some of this stuff, and like I think they were really trying to do those like up passes to him, and like I also think Josh doesn't have faith in throwing the jump up and grab passes, and he's like, I don't want to throw this over there and have a chance for like
Getting picked off.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He won't throw to guys he doesn't trust.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To me, it's I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here with the Coleman thing, but to me, yeah, right, you're here for it. To me, it's here's a kid that's coming to one of the best organizations in football. You have one of the best quarterbacks to play the position probably ever, and you're gonna fuck around as a 22-year-old. Like, dude, there's a million guys that they could get to come in here with a level head.
I love Sean. And besides the fact that he likes
Sean McDermott or this Sean over here?
that Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
Disclaimer,
love
not me.
him.
Is he an
but
apologist for Coleman or?
Fuck
he
yeah.
is.
He's an apologist.
He's
for
an
the entire
apologist
team.
because his teacher background and that kind of stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you got to give the kid." And it's like, no, he's an adult at this point.
Yeah.
He is an adult. It's
Professional athlete.
2 years. You can't say, "Oh, give him a third." Like, no, he's a professional. At least he's an adult. He's making millions of dollars a year
In the NFL.
Yes, and playing a game, like a game that we all wish we could be doing, professionally for the most part. You can't sit there and say like I can understand maybe you missed an assignment, this or that, but not showing up to
Multiple
meetings and
times.
multiple times, and like that's only what we know. Like there's probably more that we don't know that he's fucked up and didn't do. So that's kind of the thing to me is like, I think he's on strike 4 and he's already should be gone, but it's almost like we can't get rid of him until the end of the season kind of thing right now.
There was last year, I think he was injured. He had a decent year going last year. I remember that Seattle game that he played really well on the road. And then he had like a wrist injury or something like that. He was out for
Boyer hit him with a helmet.
Yes, right. So he was out for a series of games. And McDermott and his post-season, like after the season ended press conference, might have even been in the summer, talked about how they wanted more from him after his injury. And I'm paraphrasing, but that made me realize, like, dude, they're seeing something already.
Yeah.
That this kid wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, either whether it was rehab or whatever it was. I think he just probably
I think
cut
it's
the
like
cord.
wanted more of like. I think, and just it showed from his first. I don't know if you guys watched the warm up. They had it hit social media really hard. The first game he was benched the whole game. They showed him in warm ups because it was a home game. They were playing music and he was like dancing on the field and stuff. And it's like, I'm not, and I don't think it doesn't mean you can't go out and be your own personality and hype up your players, but like.
Time and a place.
Don't look like that. That is a bad look for you.
I'm a teacher too, and he's the kid sitting there with his ear pods in when you're trying to talk or whatever, and he's on a scroll on his phone, probably laughing and giggling while the wide receivers coach is going over plays or whatever. I'm sure that's probably what's happening. And to your point, Chris, about like other players stepping in and being adults, like guys named Gabe Davis and Tyrell Shavers came in.
who
and
the
gave
fuck is that
production.
guy?
Right.
Like, but you know what I'm saying?
But they're older guys.
Has-beens. Grape Davis comes in and has a better game than Keon Coleman, who's supposed to be your stud new receiver. It just
First game he's elevated, he's an immediate impact in that game. I mean, to me, that's like
Allen
something.
trusts him.
Let's do a prediction. How long before Brandon Cooks has a nice little explosion game?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably coming. Maybe not an explosion game because they don't really get that from the receivers, but I feel like you're going to have a Brandon Cooks game.
I'm waiting for the Josh Palmer game. I think that's coming.
He's got to be healthy, yeah.
Or which one's first, Brandon Cooks or Palmer?
I think they've been saving Palmer for a little bit of special stuff, honestly. I think
Yeah.
there might be some
The secret sauce?
downfield, like you're
Okay.
saying, like that break glass. I think he's your guy. You saw one play where he did it. And you're
Atlanta,
like,
I wanna say, wasn't it?
It's there.
Yeah.
It's
I would have
there.
had Palmer pegged at a bigger game than what Knox had today. Like Knox was definitely not on my like bingo card for how well he played.
Yeah,
and
he
what
played
did,
awesome.
and
Yeah.
like him catching the ball the way he was and how he was getting open.
the
So,
highest graded player on the whole game for
Yeah.
Pro Football Focus there.
They were like 32 in the league against tight ends, and the Bills just totally exploited that. That was the game plan right away.
It was
Not
legit.
Dalton Kincaid. It
They
was
just
Dawson
couldn't-
Knox.
They just couldn't cover him.
No.
Like it was wild.
He definitely had a good game.
Yeah.
He looked like Gronk out there.
Reminded me of the Ty Johnson game against Detroit last year where Detroit's linebackers were all banged up. We went into Detroit and won, and Brady's game plan was we're going to throw to the running back out of the backfield because their linebackers are not covering any of this, and he had a huge game there.
Sometimes Brady makes some good plays. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes he's just got a brilliant game plan, and sometimes you just like, what the fuck, man? Adjust.
Yeah.
It's baffling.
Yeah. All right, Dennis, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Go Bills.
Go
Go
Bills,
Bills.
Dennis.
Talk to you
Guys.
soon.
All right, bye.
See ya. All right. Anyone got any last words? Okay. Hold on. Which button is that?
Let's go Bills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go Bills.
go Bills.
Always the last word.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. Oh, never mind.
That's why I end all my classes now.
I'm going to have to edit that in later.
That's all I had my emails, the parents.
Go Bills.
That's my professional signature.
Signature?
is,
Yeah. Go
is
Bills.
the Josh Allen
Do good.
do good, be good.
Nice.
God
Go
bless,
Bills,
go
go
Bills. Josh
They're-
Allen.
They're putting me out for my colonoscopy. I said, go Bills.
Nice.
That's funny.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. And next week will be a post-Patriots victory. Bills-Patriots victory pod. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
A lot of mouth. Nope, oh, well. All right, folks. Catch you on the next one. Oh my God. Wrong button. God, it's amateur hour here.
Be good, do good. God bless, and go Bills.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The ZaBills Podcast is naturally assembled by Kmart Studio Productions. Sponsored by Doug's Chiropractic and MJB Electric. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please rate, review, and leave a comment. It certainly won't hurt. Executively produced, executive sound engineering, fundraising, music, lighting, recruiting, treasury, pizza, costume design, all by yours truly, me, Kyle. And all artwork was created by Avery and Mark Grisham.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully, arrive home safely. Good night.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.